from few days I was reading this one mindset, including this two. This is on bit on spirituality, and this is on mindset. Mm. These two books currently I am reading, and these are such an amazing books. Today, I will read this mindset because I found this too much interesting and later to you can say interested towards my brain. I'm a bit interested in reading this book. Like it's good too, but it's not that much interesting. uh, I'm not going to read this one. I'm not saying this. I will this too, but currently I'm on page 200. I'm not sure that I had completed this one. I think yes. This read not read anything. Uh, hmm. I will read two pages of this. I'm just going against the mindsets. I will complete this chapter like it's 21 chapter. Why a secret yogic method? The Sant unites his mind and astral vehicle with those of a suffering individual. The disease is conveyed or in part to the yogi's fleshly form. Having harvested God on the physical field, a master is no longer concerned with his body, though he may become diseased in order to relieve other persons. His mind, unpollutable, is not affected. He considered himself fortunate in being able to render such aid. Considers to achieve final salvation in the Lord is indeed to find that the human body has completely fulfilled its purpose, then uses it in any way he deems it fit. A guru's work in the world is to alleviate the sorrows of mankind, whether through spiritual means or intellectual power or physical escaping to the superconscious. Thus, whenever he so desires, a master can become oblivious of physical illness. Sometimes, to certain example for disciple, he chooses to wear bodily pain stoically by putting on the ailments of others. A yogi can satisfy for them the karmic law of cause and effect. This law is mechanically or mathematically operative. Its working may be scientifically manipulated by one of divine wisdom. Hello, welcome to the live stream, everyone. Hit the like button and subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm pretty excited. Lots of people are joining today. Currently, I'm reading this and this. I just stopped reading this. Like my mindset was saying that this book is too easy and to read, and this is difficult one. But I was already on page 100, 202, and so I decided to read this one because I want to go against the normal norms of my mind. So I currently stopped reading this because it's too easy to read and it's easy to grab the information from it. But I'm just reading this. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Who is commenting? Bening Deepu, maybe. Hi, Bening Deepu. Hello, welcome, Avinash Kumar. Hello, brother. Namaste. How are you and where are you from? Uh, Namaste, brother. I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for asking. I'm from guess. You have to guess. Uh, I just forgot beer I was reading. Mhm. The spiritual art does not require a master to become ill whenever he heals a person. Healing ordinarily takes place through the sense of knowledge of various methods of instantaneous cure in which no hurt to the spiritual healer is involved. On a rare occasion, however, a master who wishes to quicken greatly his disciples' evolution may then voluntarily work out on his own body a large measure of the undesirable karma. There are cats and dogs around me, but not around me, but they are outside and they are just making noise. Yes, welcome to the live stream and hit the subscribe button if you did not subscribe to my channel. It's very good if you subscribe to the channel. Jesus sacrificed himself as a ransom for the sins of many with his divine powers. Christ could never have been subjected to death by crucifixion if he had not willingly cooperated with the subtle cosmic law of cause and effect. He thus took on himself the consequences of others' karma, especially that of his disciples. In this manner, they were highly purified and made fit to receive the omnipresent consciousness or Holy Ghost that later descended upon. Welcome to the live stream. Mm. Only a self-realized master can transfer his life force or convey into his own body the disease of others. An ordinary man cannot employ his yogic method of cure, nor is it desirable that he should do so, because an unsound physical instrument is a hindrance to deep meditation. The Hindu scriptures teach that an imperative duty of man is to keep his body in good condition, otherwise his mind is unable to remain fixed in devotional concentration. A very strong mind, however, can transcend all physical difficulties and attain to God realization. Many saints have ignored illness and succeeded in their divine quest. Saint Francis of Assisi himself severely afflicted with ailments, healed other men and even raised the dead. Hmm. I don't know, they are talking too deep, like they had written that. Even raise the dead. Oh, they are talking too deep, and they had written that Saint, Saint Francis of Assisi himself severely afflicted with ailments, healed other men, and even raised the dead. This is too deep. Uh, keep reading. Ah, unfiltered guy. Tell me your name, brothers. I don't know who is watching me because I cannot. Ooh, unfiltered guy. Okay, I once knew an Indian son, half of whose body in his earlier years had been covered with sores. His diabetic illness had been so acute that he had found it difficult to sit still at one time for more than 15 minutes. But his spiritual aspiration had been undeterrable. Lord, he had prayed, will thou come to my broken temple with ceaseless command of Bill the Saint heart. I'm able to sit in the lotus posture daily for 18 hours, engrossed in the ecstatic trance. And he told me at the end of 3 years, I found the infinite light blazing within me, rejoicing in its splendor. I forgot the body. Later, I saw that it had become whole through the divine mercy. Christ said just before he was led away to be crucified, thinking though that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels. But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled that this is, must be Matthew? This is something from Bible. Oh, Intikhab Ali. Welcome to the live stream. Where are you watching me from? Oh, thank you for subscribing. I also subscribe to your channel too. It's like a deep book on India's, like something related to India's. A historical healing incident concerned King Babur, 1483 to 1530, founder of the Mughal Empire in India. His son Humayun became gravely ill. The father prayed with anguished determination that he receive the malady and that his son be spared. Humayun recovered, Babur immediately fell sick and died of the same disease that had stricken his son. Many persons believe that a great master should have the health and strength of a sando. The assumption is unfounded. A sickly body does not indicate that a guru is lacking in divine powers, any more than lifelong health necessarily indicates inner illumination. The distinguishing qualification of a master are not physical but spiritual. Numerous bewildered seekers in the West erroneously think that an eloquent speaker or writer on metaphysics must be a master. Proof that one is a master, however, is supplied only by the ability to enter at will the breathless state, breathless states sabikalpa samadhi, and by the attainment of immutable bliss nirbikalpa samadhi. The rishis have pointed out that solely by these achievements may a human being demonstrate that he has mastered Maya, the dualistic cosmic illusion. He alone may say from the depths of realization Ekamshat, only one exists. When there is duality become because of ignorance, one see all things are as distinct from the self. Shankara, the great monist, has written, when everything is known as the self, not even an atom is seen as other than the self. As soon as knowledge of the reality has sprung up, there can be no fruits of past action to be experienced, owing to the unreality of the body, just as there can be no dream after walking. The things are written too deep, and they are saying whenever we think this thing is part of our body, brain, or whatever we are, like imagine this phone. We, you can say, if we believe that this is our part or this is other human, we believe that this is the same thing that we are. If we able to think from that level, then things will be really different the way we see things. She Yukteswar would not have suffered in Srinagar unless he had received permission from the spirit within him to help his disciple in that strange way. Few saints were ever more sensitively equipped with wisdom to carry out divine commands than my God-tuned master. When I ventured a few words of sympathy over his emaciated figure, my guru said gaily, it has its good points. I am able to now to get some small Ganges undershirts that I haven't worn for years. Listening to Master's joyful laugh, I remember the words of Saint Francis de Sales. A sant that is sad is a sad sant. Srinagar, capital city of Kashmir, was founded in the 3rd century BC by Emperor Ashoka. He built there 1500 monasteries, of which 100 were still standing when the Chinese pilgrim Yuan Pisang visited Kashmir. 1000 years later, another Chinese writer, Fahasin, 5th century, viewing the ruins of Ashoka Vast Palace at Pataliputra, modern Patna, tells us the structure was of such incredible beauty in its architecture and decorative sculpture that it could have been the work of no mortal hands. Welcome to the live stream. Now I will stop reading this. Like I have challenged to read this to just I just completed 21 chapters and it has around, let me see how many chapters it has. I have no idea of total chapters. I will see it here. It has actually 49 chapters and I just completed only 21 chapters, but I'm going to shift to another book. This is second book, the mindset. Currently I was reading this, but I will not I'm not going to read this much, but this book is so much interesting. Like just I read around 10 or 15 pages and I was keep reading. Stretching beyond the possible. Sometimes people with the growth mindset stretch themselves so far that they do the impossible. In 1995, Christopher Reeve, the actor, was thrown from a horse. His neck was broken. His Oh, I had completed typing this short. Hmm. I. When do you feel smart? When you are flawless or when you are learning? The plot is about to thicken. I don't know why I'm feeling this book is too lighter. It's actually lighter, but I'm in basic basis of reading it. The words are too easy to read, but this one is too difficult. It's like very complicated to read. It's like it when I read this, it's like things are sounding wrong in my mind. It's like that. When I read this, it's like go on, go on. I was like read it once and complete it in one shot. But this one is like it's very difficult to read only one chapter. Oh my god, it's very difficult. Let's see, but they have to for me. We ask people ranging from grade schoolers to young adults, when do you feel smart? The differences were striking. People with the fixed mindset said, it is when I don't make any mistakes, when I finish something fast and it's perfect. When something is easy for me, but other people cannot do it. It's about being perfect. I know what people with the growth mindset said. When it's really hard and I try really hard and I can do something I couldn't do before, or when I work on something a long time, I start to figure it out. For them, it's not about immediate perfection, it's about learning something over time, confronting it. Oh my god. If you have if you have ability, why should you need learning? Actually, people with the fixed mindset expect ability to show up on its own before any learning takes place. After all, if you have it, you it, and if you don't, you don't. I see this all the time. Out of all the applicants from all over the world, my department at Columbia admitted 6 new graduate students a year. They all had amazing test scores, nearly perfect grades, and rave recommendations from eminent scholars. Moreover, they would been quoted by the top grad schools. It took one day for some of them been quoted. It took one day for some of them to feel like complete imposter. Yesterday they were host short, today they are failures. Here's what happens. They look at the faculty with our long list of publication. Oh my god, I cannot do that. They look at the advanced students who are submitting articles for publication and writing grant proposal. Oh my god, I cannot do that. They know how to take test and get as good. Yes, but they don't know how to do this. Yet they forget the jet. Isn't that what school is for? To teach. They are there to learn how to do these things. Not because they. I wondered. I wonder if this is what happened to Janet Cookie and Stephen Glass. They were both young reporters who skyrocketed to the top on fabricated articles. Janet Cook won a Pulitzer Prize for her Washington Post articles about an 8-year who was a drug addict. The boy did not exist. Price. Stephen Glass was the whiz kind of the New Republic who seemed to have stories and sources but demons. The sources did not exist and the stories were not to the general cooking. Glass need to be perfect right away. Did they feel the admitting would and with their colleagues did they feel they would already be like the big time voters before they did the hard work of learning how we were stars, precious stars, wrote Stephen Glass, and that was what mattered. The public understand them as cheats and cheat they did, but I understand them as talented young people, desperate young people who succumb to the pressures of the fixed mindset. There was a saying in the 1960s that went, becoming is better than being. The fixed mindset does not allow people the luxury of becoming, they have to already be. A test score is forever. Let's take a closer look at why, in the fixed mindset, it's so crucial to be perfect right now. It's because one test or one evaluation can measure you forever. 20 years ago, at the age of 5, Loretta and her family came to the United States. A few days later, her mother took her to her new school where they promptly gave her a test. The next thing she knew, she was in her kindergarten class, but it was not the Eagles, the elite kindergarten class. As time passed, however, Loretta was transferred to the Eagles and she remained with that group of students until the end of high school, garnering a bundle of academic prizes along the. Yet she never felt she belonged. The first test, she was convinced, diagnosed for his ability, and said that she was not a true eagle. Never mind that she had been 5 years old and had just made a radical change to a new country, or that maybe their Hello, welcome to the live stream. Hit the like button and subscribe my YouTube channel if you want. It should hardly join. Let's see how many. Or that maybe the school decided she would have an easier transition in a more low-key class. There are so many ways to understand what happened and what she chose the wrong one. Far in the world. Because if you were a two eagle, you would have acted the test and been hailed as an eagle at once. Is Loretta a rare case, or is this kind of thinking more common than we realize? To find out, we showed fifth graders a closed cardboard box and told them it had a test inside this test. We said measured important school ability. We told them nothing more than we asked them questions about the test. First, we wanted to make sure that they in such a call. How much do you think this test measures an important school ability? All of them had taken our word for it. Next, we think this test measure how smart you are. Do you think this test measure currently I have to use this. mm, when you group up, do you think this measure test how smart you will be when you grow up? A student with the uh course manager had taken our word that the test measured as important ability, but they did not think it measured how smart they are, and they certainly didn't think it would tell them how smart they would be. They grew up. In fact, one of them told us, "No way, and no test can do that." But the students with the fixed mindset did not simply believe the test could measure an important ability. They also believed just as strongly that it could measure how smart they are, how smart they would when they grew up. They granted one test the power to measure their most basic intelligence now and forever. They gave this test the power to define them. That's why every success is so important. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Hope you are doing great and having a great day ahead. It's early morning crowd. It's like sun has shown its presence here in my place. I don't know how many pages, but it's interesting. At the look at potential. Let me see how many words I put it. To how many. I am going to stop reading it. That's enough for me now. I will read some emails too. No, my target is to read 5 emails. Only 5 emails, not more. Sorry for calling you out like this. I workshopped 3 red hot launch strategies for 3 of my followers this week, Rakesh. And in each learn, I share my ideas on unique activation. Their audience want to be expecting fun campaign teams that really stay the pot in their niche, how they can create growth and sales outflow first got close, but typically none of that really matters unless it is pure with a red hot pre-launch strategy. And I know you have been accompanying yours. Here all the fancy things, shake up your campaign mechanism and stack the perfect large. Good one. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I read emails, I read stuff. Welcome to the live stream, and I hope you are doing great. I cannot cut this app until I complete 5. One done. Second. Hi. If you work with nervous system, you have almost certainly heard about polyvagal theory, and you have liked noticed the controversy that surrounds it. And comparative neuroscience and physiology have raised important questions about the scientific foundation question that deserve a proper answer, not a 90-second reel stripped of context, depth, and nuance. So where does the evidence actually stand? After reviewing 50 plus peer-reviewed sources, I can tell you the answer is more nuanced than the headlines suggest. Right now, you are either hearing that polyvagal theory is settled science or that neither is accurate. And as a practitioner, we deserve better than that. We deserve a clear, honest read of work with integrity and confidence. I'm holding a special workshop for coaches, clinical clinicians, therapists, psychologists, educators, and health professionals who draw on polyvagal theory in the work and want to know exactly where the science stands. Yes, your time will evaluation this, but you will walk away with an evidence code clearly separates what is false spotted, what's partially spotted, and what's actively contested. You can immediately audit your own language and teaching a grounded understanding of what is well established about the nervous system independent of the polyvagal debate. This is the foundation your practice can stand. Third, practical guidance you can use straight away what to keep saying, what to stop saying, and how to talk about nervous system regulation with credibility and clinical accuracy. Complementary evidence based that strengthen your clinical reasoning and make your work more robust. You will leave with clarity on the research and practical. Not much. Oh shit, I cannot. This is one of the most powerful effort. Dariya. This is one of the most powerful efforts to build your ecosystem package in this video. This is one. Hello, welcome to the live stream. None of him I found too much interesting. Okay. Mm, good email, but not brand based. It's brand based email. He called me immediately to explain that while the weekend had been wonderful, he felt I was on my laptop too much. He didn't feel as if he had my. I am always working for your attention. That hit me hard. One on the other hand, on the on the one hand, he was completely correct. Moments of my weekend were spent website design and creating posts for the launching of my program. On the other hand, I also know how hard it is to want the attention of the person you love most. Me 4 years ago would never have thought I would be able to handle such a. Him, I appreciate how honest you were with me. I agree with you, and I will. This one is a bit good. He said I felt disconnected. I have to read it again. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Go home and handle your stuff. I felt you were a bit disconnected this weekend. Excuse me, the drive home was brutal. Here I. Fuck! Here I was floating in post bliss, convinced everything had been wonderful. Meanwhile, this man had completely different internal experience. My heart started racing, my brain opened 47 tabs, disconnected from but from him. He's pulling me. Is this the beginning of the end? Is he about to downgrade me to great girl? But the word is a trigger for anxious diets or die. Guys, we are constantly scanning for signs of emotional withdrawal. We don't just hear feedback, we hear threat. But instead of spiraling internally like I would years ago, I used one of my containment strategies. Went walking outside with my dog, slowly oriented my body to the environment and scan for emotion. Then I sent him a voice note confessing my mini spiral. He called me immediately to explain that while the weekend had been wonderful, he felt I was on my laptop too much. He didn't pay full attention. He explained, I am always working for your attention. That hit me hard. On the one hand, he was completely correct. Moments of my weekend when spent providing feedback to my website designer and creating posts for the launch of my program. On the other hand, I also know how hard it is to want the attention of the person you love most. Me 4 years ago would never have handled such a conversation without feeling repelled by guilt and followed by excessive apologies and over the top gestures to make it up to him. Because ancient women don't just hear feedback. You are failing, fix it immediately or lose him. The version of me today told him, I appreciate how honest you were with me. I agree with you, and I find a better system for doing my work so that our weekends are not plagued with social media posts. He ended with the call with, I'm really glad I can come to you with stuff like this without it turning into a scene. If you over apologize, I would probably avoid bringing things up in the future because I wouldn't want to make you feel guilty. And that is the difference. An anxious response make a man afraid to be honest. A grounded response make him feel safe enough to stay. That's the work we are doing inside my coaching program. See you next, Coach Judy. It's actually very good, and it's a brand email. I completed my target. Oh, welcome to the live stream. I don't know you want to stay here or not, but yeah, I want to say welcome. Oh, I can take back. I have to search something. I just forget what I need to. What I want to search. It's 36 minutes in the live stream. Yes, God was Ben collaboration. I was for it. Mentioned on the problem. Oh, this one is good. I had actually recently I did something a little reckless, calculated reckless. The kind that lights a fire under your butt in the best possible if you are ready to actually making your health coaching this up to too small and not aligning with me. How I almost ended up with 5 new cars. I've been told more than once that I am annoying president or maybe I'm just wired different. It's probably both. I spent the last season hunting for my dream car. I looked all over the country from the east to west coast. Turns out the easy to find. I actually paid a deposit on a total of 5 different cars in that time. That were almost a done deal. Thankfully, each time it was in a different state with different rules. Where I had to figure out how I would ship it to Huawei. Never was it exactly right remarkable, but I was willing to be flexible if it didn't have to wait the regular 15-month wait time that Huawei likes. Five separate five separate time. I thought I had figured it out set, and then something totally in hinged happened and it kept falling through again and again. Some bold up called that called that sign. Maybe I wasn't meant to have it, but I like to think of it. It's enemy basically the universe saying, show me how bad you really want this. Keep kept trailing me, just wait the 15 months and order one in Huawei, but I didn't want to wait. I'm wildly impatient. Even it took me 6 months to find one actively looking felt more productive than waiting. Though when the last deal fell through 2 weeks ago, I was this close to giving up. I had agreed maybe it just wasn't made to be. Then I told VD I'm just gonna look one last time online right now. See what happened in the last few days. I did a quick search on my phone right then, and there it was in Huawei, the exact car I would have been pixelating down to the color. It was like my vision board came to life and posted itself. The listing had just gone live minutes before my search and was the only available 6 months. I called immediately within an hour. I had photos and videos and sight unseen. I told them I wanted it. Called me the next day after everything was signed and said they had six people. And people call over the call. Oh, some guy walked into the dealership and tried to buy it, but I acted faster than all. Then here is the thing about the mention that first people get wrong. It's not sitting around when visualizing and waiting for the universe to deliver you shit on a silver platter. It's language plus precision plus action. I talked about that car like I already own it for the last 6 months. Well, finally I'm also. Oh shit, that's terrible. But I knew it was coming, and I moved the second the opportunity. Yeah, I just didn't pain. My backside just sucked. My Goldfield keeps speaking into existence, keep showing up and talking like it's already done, and when it feels like you get a sign that you should quit, how much you really believe in it. Because so also, if you want to learn how to make enough money to buy it, oh my god, this is such a brilliant shift in the end. Like, whole story 200. behind story, then shift to you will learn how to turn a 500 per month average into $40 a month, so much to that it almost cheating. Then you can buy whatever car you want and feel weird about it. Click here on reply your future, you know. Amazing email. Welcome to the live stream. You know, show some love. Say hi. Show some love. You have to show some love for me. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. Wow, I have a great day. It's already been 45 minutes and